Hey guys, Killaks here, the #1 Virgin collector in North America. Today we're breaking down the single most important part of Legion Remix. The question everyone's been asking: how do you farm millions of bronze as fast as possible? Now you might be thinking, why even bother min-maxing bronze? Who cares, right? You'll get it passively just by playing, and while that is true, here's the thing. Not everyone has the time that us virgins sink into WoW every day. Some people can only play a few hours a day, maybe even a few hours a week. This guide is mainly for those players who want to squeeze the absolute most value out of their limited time. Before we dive in, the numbers and values I'm about to show you are not 100% accurate. Think of this as a theory of crafting based on PTR testing, data mining, and early information. Once Remix actually launches, Blizzard can tune things up or down, and usually within the first week someone finds a completely cracked method that blows everyone else's method out of the water. So treat this as a blueprint for the best methods right now, but keep in mind things can shift once the event actually goes live. And if you discover a method I don't mention here, make sure you drop it in the comments so everyone else can benefit from it. Also, if you want spreadsheets, useful websites, and just people to chat with, make sure you join my collector's Discord, links in the description, and I'll be streaming Legion Remix nonstop at twitch.tv/KillakTV, so come hang out and farm with me. Now, if you're short on time, it's often better to wait until the later phases of the event to really grind. By then, players are stronger, more guides are out, and even cracked methods are discovered, and Blizzard usually buffs bronze drop rates, just like they did in MoP Remix. That said, it's still worth dipping in early to set yourself up and learn how the game mode actually works, just to get comfortable and familiar with everything. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out my Ultimate Legion Remix Guides playlist, especially my Bronze Priority Spending Guide and my full Ultimate Legion Remix Guide. Those will give you everything you need to know about the event and how to spend your bronze smartly. I also have a class tier list guide on the best classes you can play for this event. Bronze comes from everything you do in Remix. Killing mobs, finishing quests, running dungeons, doing dailies, raiding, and scrapping gear all feeds into it. But not all sources are equal, so let me rank them out for you. There are 3 big ones that you need to know about, and if you focus on these, you'll be stacking bronze faster than Blizzard stacks recolored mounts. First up, Mythic Plus keys. Right now, this is hands down the best bronze per hour farm in the game. When you push Time Worn keys stones to a higher level, the rewards skyrocket. We're talking about 40,000 or even more bronze per clear at the high end of keys. And it only gets crazier the higher you go. If you've got a solid group and you're chain running keys, nothing else comes even close to this kind of efficiency. Now, I get it, not everyone wants to or just even feels confident jumping into keys, especially if you're newer or more casual player, or just the type that likes gaming solo. But here's my advice, just get into it. It doesn't matter if you've never touched Mythic Plus on retail, or if you think you're not good enough. This event plays completely different from retail, and even below average players can push surprisingly high keys just by gearing up and putting time and effort into their characters. So don't overthink it. Queue up, try a key, and you'll realize it's a lot easier than you think. And the payoff, you'll be swimming in bronze, baby. Second is Heroic World Tier. The moment you hit level 80, head to the Infinite Bazaar and turn this mode on. Mobs are going to hit way harder, but the trade-off is massive. Way more bronze, way more XP, and just better rewards across the board. Up to 500% more. If you're farming rares, doing world quests, or even just tagging mobs while flying around, you need to be in Heroic World Tier mode. Now, if this feels too difficult right at first when you hit level 80, that's fine. Stick to the normal mode for a bit, gear up through quest dungeons or even some lower level keys or LFR raids. Once your character is stronger, come back to Heroic and you'll tear through it a lot easier. The key here is, don't ignore Heroic World Tier. It's one of the biggest multipliers for bronze farming in this entire event, especially early on when you aren't doing any high level keys. And third, it's going to be scrapping gear. You're going to be drowning in loot as you play. Random drops, dungeon gear, raid pieces, whatever. Don't vendor it ever. Instead, scrap everything you don't need or you're not going to use in the future. You've got your portable scrapper, which is called the Unraveling Sands, and you can also use the Infinite Obliterum forged back at the bazaar if you're nearby it there and your scrapper is on cooldown. Every single piece of junk you scrap turns into bronze and infinite power, which feeds right back into your progression system. It's basically free currency while you play, and it adds up fast. It might be small numbers at first, but if you do it hundreds and even thousands of times, it adds up significantly. Now let's talk about your daily systems, because these stack up very fast if you stay on top of them. Blizzard recently buffed bronze drops from a ton of different sources, so it's more rewarding than ever to knock these out. One of the strongest methods in both Memix and Lemix is just building an alt army early on. Logging into multiple characters once a day and completing all of the once per day reward systems like dungeons, LFR wings, or bazaar dailies. Don't underestimate these, they stack up shockingly fast, especially if you don't want to push keys or constantly form groups in LFG yourself. When it comes to the key daily systems, you have the infinite research assignments. You're going to want to pick these up daily in the bazaar. They're available starting at level 30 as a PTR. They send you to do things you'll already be doing anyways, no matter what. Killing demons, running dungeons, looting bronze, and so on. There are over 100 of these. They stack up to 6 days, so you don't lose progress if you skip days up to 6 days. With your alts, all you're going to do is log in once a day to collect them, and then on day 6, you're going to clear all of them once across however many alts or characters you want. If you have 10 different characters, you want to do it on 10 different characters, then go do it on 10 characters. As far as the dungeon cache systems, every random dungeon gives a cache of infinite power, with loot and bonus bronze. LFR functions the same exact way. Nearly every single LFG activity has a one-time daily reward, worth doing early on for free bronze payouts. Even if you're grinding high keys, do at least one random dungeon per day, especially in week 1 when bronze and gear matter the most. Now let's talk about your alt army method and why it actually works. You're going to have your daily rewards, your daily one-time rewards, which each alt can queue up once per day for a large bronze payout. Multiply that across several characters and it snowballs. You also have your bazaar dailies. Stack them across multiple characters and then bulk farm them later on for huge bursts of bronze. And then it's also, you don't need to be max level for these, right? So bazaar dailies unlock at level 30, so your alts can generate bronze while leveling effectively. There are 2 ways to play this. Number 1, you can max level first on your character, power level alts to level 80. Now I'm talking about alts here, not your main. Keep that in mind. Power level alts to level 80, unlock all content and maximize bronze efficiency on a daily basis. The second method you can approach is slow and steady. Just log in once a day, do the dailies in dungeon, LFR as well, and then log out. XP farm from these activities, level your alts over time while farming bronze in the background as well, passively slowly over time in an effective manner. Now some things to note, it's unclear at the moment if max level characters get bigger payouts from daily rewards. Obviously max level characters will have more daily rewards, but non-max level characters will have daily rewards as well. Some activities like certain LFR wings or heroic world tier are locked behind level 80. But normal dungeons and bazaar dailies work much earlier. Even casual players benefit. Just a few minutes per alt per day adds up to hundreds and thousands of bronze across the entire event. If Blizzard makes bronze fully account-wide as well, this becomes one of the most overpowered farming methods in the entire remix itself, next to Mythic Plus keys. When it comes to the progression flow that I recommend early on, from level 10 all the way up to level 80, you're going to focus on questing and dungeons to level quickly, and do LFR if it's available. It's 100% worth doing at least once a day even before max level as soon as possible. Scrap all the unneeded gear, start infinite research at level 30 plus for steady bronze and knowledge gain, and farm any sort of easy achievements that grant infinite knowledge, which stacks all the way up to 36 to boost your early power level on. This is going to be extremely important early to boost your power level. Number 2, at level 80, you're going to immediately try toggling on Heroic World Tier mode. Keep it on if it's manageable. If it's too hard, turn it off temporarily. You're going to farm rares, treasures, and world quests in Heroic for loot and bronze, but don't camp them specifically. Only get them if you see them on the way of where you're going next. You're going to look out for obelisks that grant buffs or spawn rares, and do those. You're also going to complete as much as possible, but don't grind full quest completion just yet. Wait until your character is much stronger. Number 3 is mid to late game. You're going to prioritize Mythic Plus farming. This will outscale any other form of bronze source and accelerate gearing significantly. You're going to mix in raids for cosmetics and scrappable loot. And you're going to stay consistent with daily research and dungeon finder caches across your characters, especially if you have an all army in the making. Don't waste time grinding normal mobs endlessly outside of heroic world tier. The bronze drip is tiny without the bonus, and remember, bronze is no longer used for gear upgrades. That means every single coin you farm can go straight into doo-doo items. Prioritize your farming around the things that give the biggest returns per hour to efficiently and effectively farm bronze. Now let's talk about another big question here. How much bronze do you actually need for Remix? In Legion Remix, you're looking at over 8.6 million bronze if you want to grab every single collectible starting from scratch. And with the confirmed housing item now added to the vendors, that number goes up even more. Compare that to Mop Remix, where you only needed around 1.6 million bronze to clean out every single collectible. Huge difference. But here's the thing, don't panic just because the number's bigger. The rate at which you acquire bronze in Remix is way higher than it was in Memix. There are more sources, more methods, and the per hour bronze gains are drastically higher. So while the number looks scary, you're farming at a much faster pace. And here's another major change. In Remix, you have to spend bronze on gear upgrades. In Remix, bronze is purely cosmetic. That means you don't need to waste a single coin on power level. It all goes straight into mounts, transmogs, toys, pets, and now housing items as well. So your grind is actually way more efficient and more rewarding this time around. And that's how you farm bronze efficiently in Legion Remix. To recap, scrap everything, push Mythic Plus, toggle Heroic World Tier, and do your dailies on all of your alts and your main. Stick to that loop and you'll be swimming in bronze before you know it. If you found this helpful, check out my bronze spending priority guide so you know exactly what to buy first, and my ultimate Legion Remix guide if you're still figuring out the event. Both are linked below down in the description. And of course, join the Collectors Discord for spreadsheets, farming routes, or if you just want to chat with nerds. And catch me live at twitch.tv/KillaKTV. I'll be streaming Legion Remix non-stop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.